All right. I hope this is working. I'm trying some stuff. So bear with me. I can't see chat either with this current setup, so how can I get chat up? How can I get chat up? Chat. There it is. All right. Okay. I think that's working. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I've got two cameras going. I really enjoyed making the little houses with the templates, and I'm gonna put together a house for you guys live right now. I did a lot of the cooking show stuff like previous live stream, so I got a lot of stuff done already, with enough left to do on camera to kind of give everybody the idea. So these are the templates. Once again, I really like these. I got them with a Kickstarter from Gerard Boom and his crew. And you just kind of lay these down. And with a pencil or pen, go over and put in your line work. Of course, you don't want it to slip. Right. Do the whole stencil. And if you want to double up, remember that board in the center already exists on the other stencil. So if you wanted it wider, just make that space. You can see I'm kind of going a little quick. This was the door piece. They've got some window pieces. They're really nice. I like them a lot. I love the bit with the for the roof. Good stuff. And when you're ready, the piece will look something like this. And once you sketch it all out, and you'll notice I've got a little bit on the bottom here. I like a stone foundation, and I'll put that in. But for all these lines, you just kind of go over with your X-Acto, put a nice line in, and then what we're going to do is cut out the drywall areas, or that's the stucco areas, and leave the woodwork. So where you see these little gaps here, slide your X-Acto in, cut it on a diagonal, and you just pull them out. You see that we're gonna cut in. I've left I've left this entire piece to do, just because I want to test the live stream out. And last time I treated the live stream kind of like impromptu video, and I do kind of intend to do that with this one as well. But I thought it might be fun to just stream for a while. You guys could see me enjoying crafting. I'm just going to go through. Now this one has a window, and I'll be cutting this window out here in just a little bit. But just so that I'm not confused, I'm going to take all this stuff out so that I know where my boards are. How's everybody doing today? I know there's no one in here right now. I hope everybody had a nice Sunday. If you watch football, I hope your football team won. I haven't been following them a lot this year, or the past couple years, but I did watch the Lions play today. They played very well. I think they caught Arizona looking past them, and the Lions they came to play. The defense was dominant. Offense had a great day, and it was a real fun game to watch. You don't get to say that too much about Lions games these days. Hey there, Steve. Yeah, I love crafting, especially after a rough day. I'll sit down with a minifig and paint it up, or just grab a block of foam and start messing around on it. Hi there, DJ Ghostman. How you doing today? Hopefully you guys don't get too bored. I thought I could do this panel quick enough. I'll try and move a bit around on it here. I wonder what the rule is for music. Can I play music, or do you think I'd get hit by the copyright hammer? I'd love to play some music. That would be fun. Lately, I've been listening to a Viking music playlist. I really enjoy it. I know it's not for everybody, so when the girls get in the car with me, I usually go back to my standard pop playlist. And I like that one too, of course, but every once in a while, I put the Viking music on. I find it gets me in the mood to play, and it also really fuels my crafting. I really get into my crafting while I listen to it. Everybody ready for the holidays? You guys have any more shopping to do? You know, every time I think I'm done shopping, I start to doubt whether I've got enough under the tree, and so I'm always looking. You know, even on Christmas Eve, I'll have my eyes open for that last gift or two. Peyton Parrish does he do Viking music? I'll have to take a look. Hey, how you doing, Jacob? I'll have to take a look. To be honest, I've got just like one playlist, and I let it play. And there's a couple of songs that I really like. The girls, the female Vikings doing their chanting along with the music, those tend to be my favorite ones. I like the guys chanting, of course, too, but some of them can get like deep and rough. And the music gets real primal. And again, I don't mind that, but overall, I like the girls singing a little bit more. I'll have to look up music. Then I wouldn't be as compelled to chat every second. Is everybody looking forward to Christmas? Do you guys have some stuff on your wish lists that you're looking forward to getting? Or hoping to get? I think my wife has a ridiculous pile of presents under the tree for me. I think I'm going to get a lot of the stuff I'm looking for. And boy, oh boy, I hope I hit the mark with the stuff I've gotten her. Every once in a while we'll do like a gift off kind of thing. We're both not very good at keeping secrets. So now, yes, I have heard Helilung. They're on my Viking playlist. I enjoy a ton of their songs. Is it Skald? I think. They've got some great tracks. Danheim. He's one of the artists on the playlist that I really like. back to the craft. You just normally you'd take your time, pull some music up, or watch your favorite YouTube channel. Maybe it's Broken Terrain, maybe it's not. And just enjoy the process of crafting. I love these templates and doing these panels, man. They really look good when they're done. The scale is so much better than me freehanding. The boards are a smaller size. Miracle of Sound, I'll have to check them out. Metalcore Viking style. Okay. I pulled up the other day to drop something off for my wife at work, and she opened the door and it was my Viking music was playing. So what the hell are you listening to? I'm like, it's not all that crazy. There's some there's some songs you might even like in there. Fantastic. All right, we got it. All the panels are trimmed, and now you're going to go in and lay the texture down for your stucco or drywall. And I've taken a piece of tin foil. I've kind of created it like like an old wax seal, kind of. Really smashed the tip in, and this is going to allow me to get into a lot of these areas and recesses. Really squash that texture in. Really go at it. And I've even got this tiny little bit right there that gets right into the cracks. I've seen some other crafters, they've got some homemade tools. I really should spend some time to do something like that, but for now, this little bit of tinfoil really does the trick. And I'm just going to get all those bits and pieces. What do you guys think of the two cameras? I had a little bit of time setting that up, and it finally started working. Is it worth it? Do you like that overhead camera shot? I'm thinking that's a good safety net for when I inevitably remove the piece I'm working on from the camera for a while. I always do that, move it around for a better view, and forget that I need to get it on camera. Yeah, I've seen that, Jacob. It looks like it works really well. That's probably a great tool for something like this. So now I've put my texture in everywhere, and I mentioned that this part was going to be with a window. So I'm going to cut the area out for my window first before I go farther. And I'm just going to follow that area there. Get some more light on there. Follow that. Oh, don't want to block the overhead shot. That'll do, right? And we're going to cut this window area out. We'll go back in and clean it in just a sec. Try too hard. We don't want to wreck all that hard work we've just done. Go in, clean up those corners. Just give it another push. And a little bit of cleanup. Alright, now we're going to go in with our pen and we're going to do two types of texture. Garbled frames. Yeah, the phones are on Wi-Fi, so the stream's being pumped through a computer that is plugged into a hard line, but the cameras themselves are actually Wi-Fi. I don't have the actual numbers, but they're not all XPS foam is made equal. There is a certain density that works much better for this application. I wish I knew that number off the top of my head, but I believe you'll be able to find it relatively quickly with a Google or a Bing search or whatever. Look up XPS foam modeling or carving, something like that. I started using the green foam from Lowe's, and now I didn't think there was anything wrong with it until I picked up the pink foam from Home Depot. Once I picked up the pink from Home Depot, I realized just how awful that green foam was. So that could be part of it. And then the big rule is change your blade. If you even suspect your blade is dull, change your blade. That'll be the biggest benefit, or the quickest way to stop the ripping and tearing. When you start off, you might not be so worried about it, or if you're cutting rocks and things like that. Yes, the Pink Panther stuff. That's what I'm using currently, and it's so much better than that green stuff. And then back to the knife. Particularly when you've been working on a piece for a while, it's worth that blade. It's worth the cost of the blade. Just switch it out. You don't want to ruin hours and hours of your work. And the sharper the blade, the crazier you can get with details. So mainly the blade, but also look at the actual foam itself. The foam really can. You can really get some bad stuff, and you can really get some good stuff. I think over there in Germany, they've got Styroder, but that's only in Europe, as I understand it. But maybe if you've got a connection or something, you could get some of it sent over. I make do with local stuff, and the pink stuff by far is the way to go. Now that I've got my window cut out, I'm going to go back in with my pen and just lay down the wood grain texture. I really like the look of it. When I started, I was doing the wire brush, and you can do both. You can do wire brush and then lay down these, but overall I like the look of the pen drawn wood grain. It's a little over the top. It's a bit exaggerated, but it's the way I do wood grain now. Almost exclusively. I'd like to try out cosplay. My daughter wants to do a cool kind of fantasy armor. We're both into anime and stuff. And I think that would be really fun to try. So I'm hoping to try that out. Basing foam. What do you mean, Ghost Man? I think, generally speaking, if I were to do foam for bases, ultimately depends on what you're doing, but I think the 1/2 inch is the way to go. It's a little closer to the ground. You can get a gentler slope. But that being said, if you're going for a mountain or or a hill or something, a thicker foam would be the way to go. Almost done with the wood grain. And then we'll have one more time consuming part. Gonna do some bricks. So as I mentioned, I for these panels, I've got a little bit of a how much is it? What is it? 5/16. Just for a little brick foundation for my first floor. Oh, you know what? And don't forget to tinfoil texture that up. And then you're just going to go in and draw your stonework. And you could just do bricks, but I'm going to do kind of a random pattern. It's going to match what I've already done, and I'll show you in a bit that kind of cooking show trick where I will have an already baked or an almost already baked version of the house ready to pull out. Kinda. I'll have these, the rest of this floor's panels here, which I have done ahead of time. Because as much as I like doing this in my free time, just unwinding, putting on some music or a show I like, it does not make great entertainment to watch live, I suspect. So let me just finish up getting the stonework in. And then I'll show you the other panels. There we go. Some real quick stonework traced in there. And oh, and the window. You're moving too quick here. Slow down. I have cast my own windows. I got some windows from some windows from that same Kickstarter, and I ended up casting them with a silicone. And as you can see, I've got a UV resin window right here. It's a little gross. I'm not an expert at casting windows. Oop. Watch me cut myself live here. I'm not happy about the junk in that one. What's the other ones look like? There we go. That's better. I love my mold. Boy, it was worth every penny and second of doing it. And now I can do Windows on demand with a little UV resin and my UV light. You just pour the UV resin in there, hit it with the light, and it solidifies and turns into, well, in this case, windows. The quiet stuff. No, I do not like gluing up foam for bigger thickness. You've got awful seams, and that always bothers me. Always bothers me. I've tried to hide. Usually, I do rocky formations with the foam, and I'll try to make it look like it's layered up and on purpose. But I'd much prefer just having the thicker foam. Now, these windows are a little larger than the panel, but with a little windowsill out of the dollar store foam core, it's going to fit just fine. So I cut a piece to width, a little glue on it, And I like to have it overhang just a little bit, if you can see that, to further enhance the 3D aspects of the panel. And then the window kind of fits in there nice and tight. Put a little texture on that sill. And we'll screw that window down. Oop. There we go. Oh, too far with the glue. Messy, messy, messy. Normally I would edit that out. How you doing, Shadow and Sun? All right. Now, as I mentioned before, I did like the cooking show bit. I've already got my other panels done. The one with the door here. Now, you saw me working on one. I didn't have the side pieces. And that's because when you're butting up corners, you only want one of the beams there. So this way, I did the one side without the beam, one side with the beam. Then you cut a beam's thickness and then the thickness of the foam out. And it fits in there really nice and clean and creates a fairly strong bond. So you can see I've got all 4 pieces, and I'm going to glue those up. See, my measurements are a little off. No one's perfect, especially not me. Alright, let's glue the other side down. There we go, that one fits a lot better. I have tried to make some dice. They don't come out very well. I've always got that one big air bubble at the top. But the wife does have molds for them, so who knows? Maybe in the future, maybe with one of those pressure pots or something. How you doing, Artie? Oh, no need to apologize, Mark. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Happy holidays, Shadow and Sun. Yeah, these man, these templates are pretty cool. I wish I could share them with you, but they're not mine. They're not mine to share. So, but Shifting Lands, they've got some great products for your Proxon, and they've got templates and windows and stuff. And wow, these templates are certainly worth it. I don't know what they're charging for them, but they are worth it. Yeah, Proxon. So I just mentioned Shifting Sands. The guard on the guard that comes with the Proxon is awful, but Shifting Lands has a MDF guard that they make and sell, and it is worth every penny. It is worth every penny. So I recommend checking it out. These templates here are for creating house panels, and I've just really started to utilize them to. I've started making my little village, so I've already got. You saw these little guys here on the thumbnail. More of my cooking show trick. And I've just been going crazy with these templates to create a little village of houses. And I'm really excited about them. I've got a blacksmith shop I'm going to be working on in particular. And I'll show you guys some of the bits and pieces I've got before I shut the stream down. Yeah, dice are a lot of trial and error. People love dice, though. I mean, the D&D players are like literal dragons hoarding gold, except they hoard their little mathy click clacks. They love those dice, and I'm one of them. I like a nice set of dice. In fact, I'm missing a set that really, really rolled well for me. It was a pink set that I had purchased for the missus, hoping to kind of get her to play. It didn't work, but I started utilizing those dice myself, and they were always hot. Always hot. I loved those dice. I need to find them again. Let's see here. So again, with my my baking show, I have already created the second story. You guys see that? And I had to cap the bottom here, and I've just done out some rough wood plank texture, just enough so that when the bottom is on there, everything is hidden, and all you see is woodwork. I don't know. I hope everyone sees that. All right. So I have been dying to glue the bottom part to this top part here. So let's do it. Let's do it. Line it up and put it down. Perfect. Perfect. I am super happy with that. Super, super happy with that. Now I did another townhouse before the templates, and while these are vastly superior in overall look, I did do a sign magnet trick with that one, and I'm going to do it with this one too. I'm going to pop my magnet for my signpost right here in the corner. Hopefully you can see that on camera. I'm going to pop this little square off so I can cover the magnet nice and clean. It's hard to do some of this stuff and keep it on camera. There we go. Come on, magnet. Magnet, come on. There we go. Right there in the corner. Then we're going to cover it back up with that foam texture so that no one is the wiser. There. I like it. All right, next our roof. I'm going to show you how I do a roof real quick. If you followed the channel at all, you know I really like my my cupcake and candy boxes. We got some ring dings at Costco the other day. Boy, these are really good. And they have a nice. Can you see that big camera? Maybe not. They have a really nice, thick, sturdy chip. Legos from molds? Yeah. I've seen that a lot. It's a good technique. I saw your textured rolling pin the other day, Shadow and Sun. To lay out a lot of stone texture really fast, I need to make myself one of those, because laying down stone texture, I do it very, very slowly. Let's see here. So my roof's a little over 5, but I like an overhang. So I am going to do 5 3/8 width. and that's going to work perfect. So we got a lot of rough edge here, so we're going to start by cutting that clean. Yeah, storing has become a problem. I am running out of room. I've got Mrs. Train picked up some floating shelves, and I've got a lot of the stuff sitting on floating shelves. I've got some other bins that have some things. Generally, when I craft, I try to keep storage in mind. So if you don't see the really big dioramas and stuff from me a lot, that's why. I'm always conscious of where I'm gonna put it. I mean, it's great to have all this stuff, but I mean, where are you gonna put it all? 5 3/8, good. All right, I do have enough room. So I'm gonna line the ruler up with the edge. 5 3/8. Come on, pen. 5 3/8. Come on, pen. Another pen. I have another pen. I will use the pencil. 5 3/8. Oop. Hammer bump. Man, my table is in such a disarray. The last couple of weeks have been a little weird and strange, and I broke my own rule of not starting a new project until I finished my old project. And now I've got a bunch of stuff waiting to get finished. So I'm glad I could finally get this video going, because these 3 little houses have taken up a lot of table space, and it really is time to get them done. Okay, and now I've got an 1/8 inch overhang. The one way, I'm going to do the same this way. So it looks like both sides will be 3 3/4. You guys see that? It's hard for me to get it that low. Hopefully you see that. 3 3/4. So let's square off the one side. And now we're going to go 3 3/4 and 3 3/4. 3 3/4 and another 3 3/4. Trim there. I've seen a lot of Hirsch Arts molds and casts. They've got some great products. I've never used them myself, but I certainly wouldn't be opposed to it. They really do have some nice stuff. I'm gonna hit my my X-Acto with a just catch the edges so I can find these marks on the other side. And that didn't really work. Where is it? There it is. And then on this back side here, I am going to score. So I'm going to turn my knife backwards and then just give the roof a nice score. And this is going to allow it to fold. Now, I'm going to be able to glue it right down. And thank goodness for the overhead on this, because I just can't quite maneuver it in for the close-up shot. Before I glue it down, however, though, the one problem with this this kind of cardstock here, the shiny side, really does kind of resist glue. So I'm going to go in with my my rough file, and I'm just going to mess the gluing areas up just a little bit. Give that hot glue something to bite. And you might ask, well, why didn't you just glue it the other way? That's because I'm going to be laying down strips of foam shingles, and I want them to adhere really well. So that back side is the way to go. There we go. Just roughed up the edges a bit. And that's going to let that hot glue really grab it up. Okay. Now I'm going to lay my glue down. Hopefully you can see that on the overhead. Try to center it as best you can because you don't get too much working time. But that's alright. We don't need a whole lot of working time. It goes down really well. Really good. Pretty happy with that. And this house needs a chimney now. And don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of boring brickwork. I have pre-done a chimney. Aren't I fantastic? And that's why these two sides are a little off with the house, but the back is all lined up. So I'm going to put the chimney where I want it. Line it up as best I can. Where'd that knife go? There you are. Mark on the roof where the chimney hits. Oop. Oh man. Talk about a flub cut there. Ooh. I hope no one was paying attention. There we go. Now that I've got the notch cut out, that chimney will fit right in there. So let's hot glue that down. Where are we at? Perfect. Oh man, I like this one. I like this one. Fantastic. All right, now I have some pre-cut shingles. I've done some videos in the past showing you a shingle technique, and I stand by it. It works really well. Quick rundown: if you wanted to do the shingle technique, you get a piece of XPS foam, about as long as you can get it, and you can only go 5 or 5.5 depending on the arm of the Proxon. I think it's 5.5, but it might be 5. And then across the top, you're going to mark the width of your shingles. These ones here, because of the smaller scale templates, I actually went smaller. Normally I do 1/4 inch. Hopefully you can see that. Normally I do 1/4 inch, but for these I went 3/16. So just a little bit smaller. You're just going to put a mark all the way down. And then, now 1/2 inch foam is not truly 1/2 inch. There's actually an extra 1/16 on there. So when you go to mark half, just keep that in mind. And then you're going to, it's hard to do this on camera, but like score a line all the way down, and this way you know when to stop proxoning out the shingle. And then with a nice 90-degree face, so that everything's nice and perpendicular to itself, you're just going to go in against that wire and do each shingle. It's going to take time, but relax, go slow, because the better you do, the better your shingles when you go to rip them. So once you go through and do all your shingles, then you simply lay the piece down, put your fence to a nice thin size, and then you're just going to rip shingle bands. And when you these things make it so easy to shingle these houses, and I'm going to show you now. First thing you want to do, and I always mess this up. I always get real excited and just jump right in. Don't jump right in. The first thing you want to do is do some guides on your roof here, and I'm going to do them from the bottom of the roof every ½ inch. And this is just so that you can continue to lay those shingles down nice and straight. Once they go crooked, things get weird, and then you're going to spend all this. You've spent all this time on this great little house, and then you end up with a crooked roof, and it's a bummer. It is a bummer. So we don't want a crooked roof. So now that my dashes are in there, I'm going to line my ruler up and just run some guidelines across the roof. That's I find it very helpful when you're laying your shingles out. It helps you get these strips nice and straight. Oop. Let's try that again. There we go. There we go. The guides don't have to be perfect. I kind of use that as an excuse to myself. These are medieval buildings. It's not like they've got 20th century building techniques and materials. So don't worry if things don't land perfect or just right. Just say the carpenter had a bad day that day. The stonemason was a little off with his brickwork. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. And we'll do the one side for now. Don't want to bore anybody. There we go. There we go. All right. And now, after you've ripped just a ridiculous amount of shingles, it's time to lay them down. So, real easy, thin glue stream across the top. And put them down. Are you the type to cut them off as you go, or do you like to cut your edges clean once you've done the whole roof? I'm a little bit of both. Now when you lay your next strip down, you want the shingles, you don't want them to fall right on top of each other. You want the shingle a bit like brick, right? So it overlaps that line, and it looks like it's an actual tiled roof. Uh-oh, someone ran out of glue. How absolutely unprofessional. There we go. And I think once you get a couple of strips down, I like to add the glue to the house instead. put a glob of glue right in between the old shingle and the roof, and that way everything really kind of locks into place. And then remember, you've got your guidelines there to keep you straight. So if you start to stray a little bit, no big deal. Just take a look at that guideline and straighten yourself back up. Got a little.
Dad, your camera died.
Which camera died?
The little front one, like the closest.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure why either.
I don't know. I just noticed it.
Okay. Well, things were going really well until then, I think. Here, let me, I know what I can do. Boop. Boop. There we go.
Nice.
Right? Better than nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah? I don't know if I'll be able to find out if the other one's back or not, but... Alright. I'm just going to put a few more down. You guys get the idea. I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out for a little bit. This was a lot of fun. I did not have the best day, and well, this made it better. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to get the rest of this done. I'm going to hit it with my the Black Magic base coat, which is the half matte Mod Podge, half black acrylic paint. And then I'm going to get it painted up and do some trim pieces. Maybe another live show. Maybe not. I'm still working on getting the videos back up and running. I hope to be doing that soon. I'm not sure. I'm running them through a browser. Like I'm casting the video to a browser and then pulling the browser down. The camera's still working, but for some reason I've stopped pulling the image from online at the browser. So I'm not quite sure exactly what happened there, but I'll figure it out and try to do a little bit better each time. I mentioned I was going to do a blacksmith shop, and I just want to show off some of the little bits and pieces. If you check me out on Instagram, I'm already showing some of these off. I got a little workbench with some tools, some hammers, and some forged clamps. I wonder if I can. Let's see here. A little better. That's a little better. Anyway, I've got a little workbench with some tools there. I was pretty happy with how that turned out. And I've got my forge. And of course, you know I'm obsessed with LEDs lately. So my forge lights up. And a little bellow for the forge. I found a really cool blacksmith kind of image on Google. So I'm trying to do a lot of the stuff I see in that image. a little grind wheel to keep your weapons nice and sharp. Just some fun, silly stuff, and I'm looking forward to making my whole village. Lots of little houses, and a blacksmith, and hopefully I can get some really cool stuff done and clean this whole mess of a table up. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to end the stream here. I hope everybody had a great weekend, and I hope everybody has an even better week. Thanks, everyone. Where's the stop? Duh. All right.